Okay, so this is Miss Kelly here. Just wanted to show you some self-care activity that I am doing right now while my husband is out at the store and my son is currently watching something on TV. But this is me making rose oil using my Mother's Day roses. I posted a clip earlier this week on my Instagram on how to cut the dead heads off of your roses from Mother's Day. So if you have any rose bouquets, do not throw them away. You can save them and reuse them. So after I clipped all the rose heads off of my dried roses, this is what I came up with. Excuse the lighting. So these are all dried. They are not fresh. Once you cut the heads off and put them inside of a bowl or lay them out in a jar, then they look really gorgeous. Like, look at them. Let me see if I can get better lighting. And you can hear that they're dry. And you want the roses completely dried because when you use dried roses or herbs to make your oils, the shelf life of the oil is longer. If you use fresh herbs or fresh flowers in your oils, then they only last for a few weeks, okay? If you do not add natural preservatives. So that's why dried flowers are a lot better because they naturally preserve at least a year or longer in the oil, okay? So these are my dried Mother's Day roses. You know, and my husband gave me these, so they represent love. He gave them to me out of love and appreciation. So all that is included inside of my oil when I make it. I like to think that it's a little bit more powerful there. So what you need is glass jars. I use glass. Okay. Fill the jar up halfway with completely dried flowers. And again, you want them completely dry because moisture and oil do not mix. Choose a good carrier oil. You can use grapeseed oil, which is good for all types of skin. It helps treat acne and it's unscented. So it'll pick up on whatever scent the herb or flower is that you put in the oil. So I'm making one rose oil with grapeseed oil so I can use it for skin, and I am making another rose oil. Again, fill the jar halfway up with dried flowers. You can rip them if you want to release more of the essential oil from the petals. And with this one, I am using my carrier oil of choice, which is sunflower oil, and I always use organic, like Trader Joe's or something like that. Now you could, one way is just store the oil in a dark place, preferably a cabinet where light can't get in, and then you let it sit there for 2 to 6 weeks. Every day you take it out and you shake it up because you're shaking up the essential oils. All right. The other method, you can use a crock pot or you can simmer these on the stove, called the double boiler method. So if you use a glass jar, you can stick the entire glass jar in a pot of warm water and let it simmer on low for maybe, let's say 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours on low, or 4 to 6 hours on low in a pot. If you use a crock pot, set it to low for 10 to 12 hours, right? And the sunflower rose oil, I am definitely using for hair and maybe nails. All right. So again, I have 2 kinds of rose oils that I am making. There's 2 different methods. You can do the quick infusion method, which is using a crock pot, or simmer in a pot of water on low. Double boil with the glass jar. Or you can put it inside of a crock pot, or the old-fashioned method, the original infusion method. You would store this in a glass jar for 2 to 6 weeks in a dark area. You shake it up every day to release the oils and to blend it well. And then after the time is up, whether with quick infusion or with the longer infusion method where you store it in a cabinet, you would want to strain out the flowers if they irritate you or get in your way, or you could just leave them in there because again, they are dried. And the oils are good for up to 1 year. You can mix them with essential oil for an even stronger fragrance, or you can mix them with like rosemary is really good for rose oil, rosemary essential oil, lavender essential oil. Basically anything floral would be good for rose oil combinations. And I have already used these rose petals in a healing bath that I did for the full moon that just passed. And these flowers are really, really good. So once I am done, I bottle these up and then I use the infused oils to make my shea butter, or in my baths that I like to take, and bath salts, or I use them directly for nail oil, hair oil, skin oil. And these oils will be available for purchase in my Etsy shop once the infusion process is done. And I am also going to make some rose infused whipped shea butter. So that is my oil process, and you are seeing the first stages of a new project. If you have any questions, or if you would like to know how to make any other kind of oil, go ahead and leave me a comment and I'll try and work on that project. Again, how to make rose oil. Thanks for watching. Bye.